Here's something I hear all the time. Your trading platform or your broker told you that any computer will work for trading. And look, they're not lying to you, but they're also not telling you the whole truth about trading computers. Because there's a massive difference between what a computer that can technically run your trading platform and one that actually performs when the market starts moving fast and real money's on the line. I had a customer call me a few weeks ago, frustrated out of his mind. He just opened an account with a major firm, asked them what kind of computer he needed, and they told him any modern PC would be fine. So he goes down to Best Buy, he grabs a $600 Dell Inspiron with an i5 and 16 gigs of RAM, and figured he was good to go. 3 weeks later, he's watching his charts freeze during a breakout. His orders are lagging by 2 full seconds, and he's convinced the broker's platform is garbage. But here's the thing. The platform wasn't the problem. His computer was choking under the real-time data load, and he had no idea. And that's exactly what I want to talk about today, because this advice, any computer will work, is costing traders real money, and nobody's explaining why. Let me be clear about something. Your broker isn't trying to mislead you. They're just not computer experts. They're experts in trading, in markets, in their platform's features. So when you ask them about their computer requirements, they're reading off a spec sheet that some tech team put together. And technically, those minimum requirements are accurate, because if you meet those specs, yeah, your software will install and you'll be able to open it. But here's what those minimum specs don't account for. They don't tell you what happens when you're running 6 live charts, a stock scanner, a news feed, your broker's order entry system, and maybe 2 or 3 level 2 windows all at the same time. They don't tell you what happens when volatility spikes and your market data feed from providers like CQG or Rhythmic are pushing thousands of price updates per second. They don't tell you what happens when you need to send an order in the next second, but your CPU is maxed out at 100% trying to keep up with all the real-time data. The minimum requirements just tell you what the software needs to exist on your machine. They don't tell you what it needs to perform when your money is at risk. Think of it like this. Trading software minimum specs are like asking, can this car technically drive on the highway? Yes, a 1992 Civic can technically drive on the highway. But if you're trying to merge into fast-moving traffic with an 18-wheeler truck on your tail, you probably want something with a little more power under the hood. You want a car that can perform when it matters. Trading software is the same way. When the markets are calm and you got one chart open, sure, almost any computer can handle it. But you're not trading in calm conditions. You're trading when things are moving, when opportunities appear and disappear in seconds, when every millisecond of delay can mean the difference between catching a move, catching a breakout, and watching it happen without you. Let me give you a real example of what happens when hardware can't keep up. Take ThinkOrSwim, one of the most popular trading platforms out there. Open it up with a $600 Dell with 16 gigabytes of RAM, add 6 charts with different time frames, turn on a scanner that's filtering thousands of stocks in real time, open a news feed, maybe add some custom indicators. What happens? First, your RAM usage goes through the roof. ThinkOrSwim is a Java-based application, and it is hungry for memory. 16 gigs fills up fast, and once you're maxed out, your system starts using your hard drive as backup memory. And that's when things get slow, really slow. And that's not just ThinkOrSwim. NinjaTrader 8, TradeStation, TradingView with multiple browser tabs, and interactive brokers will all push a budget system past its limits. Your CPU is working overtime trying to process all that incoming data. Your GPU, your graphics card, is struggling to render multiple charts smoothly, especially if you're on integrated graphics. That's the graphics that are inside of the Intel processor, instead of being on a dedicated NVIDIA GeForce RTX. And here's the worst part. You might not even notice the lag at first. The charts look fine until you go to hit the buy button, and there's that half a second to a second delay, where your scanner refreshes a full second behind the actual market. That's an eternity when you're trying to catch a breakout. If you want to know exactly how your current system stacks up, here's what I'd recommend. Go to easytrading.pro/CPU, and that link is in the description. Run the free 60-second benchmark test, and it'll tell you precisely where your setup stands compared to what serious traders are using. No guessing, no wondering, just real numbers. So what actually matters when you're looking at hardware for trading? RAM is huge. I recommend 32 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM as a minimum for anyone running a serious trading setup. Sounds like overkill until you see how fast modern trading platforms eat through memory. CPU performance matters the most, especially single-threaded speed. Trading platforms don't always use multiple cores efficiently, so you want raw speed per core. Something like an Intel Core Ultra 9, which has one of the highest single-threaded performance benchmark scores we have ever seen in our facility, or an AMD Ryzen 9, both of which dominate single-threaded performance. If you're thinking about upgrading to a new trading computer, grab the free Complete Guide to Trading Computers. There's a link in the description. It walks you through everything you need, what specs actually matter, what's overkill, what brands to trust, so you're not guessing on what to spend your money on. Look, I'm not here to trash talk your broker. They're doing their job, but their job is to help you trade, not help you optimize your technology stack. That's a completely different expertise. Your broker is an expert in trading platforms. We're expert in trading computers. Trust both for what they're actually good at. If you want a setup that actually performs under real market pressure, you want to watch this video next. If you found this breakdown helpful, slam that subscribe button. I'm always dropping new insights to sharpen your trading edge. And again, if you're ready to see that ultimate setup in action, watch this one right here. I'm Eddie Z, and may the trend be with you.